let's talk about your project, the things you do for the art. Every artist do the thing what they want to do, and how what you working on now. You say you working on photography of nudes.
Yeah.
Go into that project a little bit, and then maybe other projects you want to talk about.
Well, as far as my personal work, what I started doing with that, that's something that really started to make itself more apparent this year. Past 3 years, like when I think about it, sometimes like I get a little insecure about where I guess I am artistically, or more so from a success standpoint. But then I stopped to think about the fact that I've been doing a film project for the past 3 years. So like, whereas, maybe, stuff could have happened different on a music video thing, or whatever. Then I'm like, well, I also shot a whole documentary over the course of 3 years. And a lot of people do music videos, can't say that they did something like that. Like, I notice a lot of people direct music videos, and that's really what they do. Everybody gets to a point to where they decide that they just want to do a whole full-length film or whatever. Say that over. Yeah. A lot of music video directors, they pretty much all get to a point where they decide that they want to do something full length, or they tapped out with the music video thing. Because it's just a lot that goes in that. Even if you're not just doing, street videos or whatever. It just really depends on what part of the arena you're in. So like, even if you from the corporate standpoint dealing with labels, like, I even noticed that people get tired of dealing with labels because you got to deal with BET and MTV and their edits and their restrictions. So some people they take a break from that. So either way, people get around to wanting to do something that's a passion project, something that proves that they can do more than music videos. And when I think about stuff like that, I'm like, well, I'm not really too far off of where I need to be, because I like taking the time to do that full-length project. And it wasn't even just a project that was something that somebody else wrote or whatever. Like, it was something that I had like real input in, and could have really expressed myself in. So having done a project like that, it encouraged me to continue doing just the things that I wanted to do, because I figured out how to balance commission work with my personal stuff. Because this is all I do. Like, pretty much wander around Atlanta and shoot stuff for people when they ask me to. And so I got a lot of free time to just do what I want to do. So like, when I wasn't doing music videos, I decided to further my photography. And what that does for me is, it feeds directly back into anything I do with filmmaking, because with photo shoots, you still have to direct. For the most part, as far as photography, like I said, it's just really about keeping my skills sharp. Having to come up with a concept in photography and convey that concept in like 1 or 2 images is something that's different from filmmaking, because in filmmaking you have a series of images and sound and music and whatever else you want to throw in there to make that happen. In photography, you just really got that one still frame to try to convey a whole bunch of things. So photography pushes me to do that, and to get better at that. And in trying to do that, you have to be able to direct the people that you work with better. So I feel like my photography prepares me to do the other film projects that I have coming up. And also, from an aesthetic standpoint, refining what I know about exposure and making a good image in a whole bunch of different situations. Like, I started working more with lighting, and not just natural light, but strobes and flash. So that'll feed directly into what I can do on the set, because it won't just be my DP or the gaffers out there trying to figure out something. Like, if the more that I can communicate to them ahead of time, the quicker we can get stuff done. It ain't even about stepping on toes and, you know, just trying to tell somebody how to light something. It's like, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly how to do it. So do something like this, and, you know, we'll see what it look like. And from there, I mean, you do whatever you need to do to, you know, add to it.
It sounds like you spend a lot of time on your art. So, you're in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that? Do your woman support you 100% in every project that you do? Did she get discouraged? What lack of time how much time you put in your work? Mm-hmm. You know, what do you do? How do you balance it? What is the secret to keeping a woman happy and being a creative soul?
It's I mean, this is important from the beginning to know where your significant other stands on what you do. And, you know, from when we met, she knew from the beginning that this is what I do, and this is all I do. And this is what I'm going to do. You know, I've made it clear to everybody that I don't intend on having a job anytime soon. I'll just be doing this. And, I mean, even though I spend a lot of time on it, it really doesn't take up that much of my time to where I can't dedicate effort to a relationship. I guess I haven't graduated to the obsessive artist stage to where, like, all I do every single moment of the day is make shit. Maybe part of that is because it's photography, and I mean, after you take pictures for a couple of hours, then you're done. So, you know, maybe it'd be different if I painted, but there's really no secret there. Like, I mean, it's just time management, really. You know, just dedicating certain amounts of time to creating, and then dedicating, you know, time to relationship stuff, and then even finding time in between, because I mean, it'd be different if maybe she didn't work or have stuff that she did on her own. So, but then again, if she was somebody who just sat in the house with me all day while I'm doing stuff, probably wouldn't want to be around, because she clearly ain't doing shit with her. But I mean, because she works, you know, it's just really as simple as when she working, then I work, and when she get home, then ain't no more work being done, because I've been working all day just like you have. Like, I mean, that's the thing. She can't come home and say that, what have you been doing all day? You're like, well, I've been thinking about shit, writing shit, editing. I had a shoot, had some meetings about some shoots, all in the time that you was working and doing what you was doing, and now it's 10 o'clock, and we can watch Love and Hip Hop.